We are again getting started a little bit ahead of schedule for the nightfall, but I'm too excited. So here we go. MH25 Pro. The UHI-40 emitter is the powerhouse behind this little guy. And while it doesn't have the tightest spot that you've ever seen, it has a spot that is so well defined that it will make your grandmother's folding the bed look shabby. It is definitely powerful and throwy and will make a lot of hot spots very jealous. Gives you an idea of how crazy bright this thing is. My God. Here we are. You can see the little modes in the blue and the charge on the right in the green, and how functional that is. So that UHI-40, while I would have made the head just a little bit bigger still to give it yet more throw, it still has no problem letting you know that it's alive and kicking. Still a little bit too big of a hot spot for what I call sweet spot throw. By that I mean, as I've explained before, the beam is almost like it spreads out pretty wide, but it's still a very long throwing light, and it will not convince you that it's not a thrower by any means. It will. Unlike so many flooders that are flood throwers and they're more just throwers. This is definitely more of a thrower, and it will hit those numbers that it promises easily. However, you have a very big hot spot, which if you put against a wall, looks to be like the Sea and Sky K3 V2. It's a wider spot, and as a result, could be a little bit narrower still, which is why I wish they would have made it just a little bit more narrow and the reflector a little bit wider to get it into that sweet spot range of being a little bit, just a touch more narrow. All the way down the street. Now that the night's walk is done, all I can do is cap off with my thoughts right now. Now that it's actually dark enough to show off beam shots. This is like the guy at the dinner party who just has an appetite that's voracious and he can just out-eat everyone and everybody's left gasping. That's what this light is in terms of performance expectations. Just crazy, man. Just absolutely crazy. Even on after the step down has kicked in, this thing just keeps eating and eating. It's a voracious flashlight, if there is such a thing. Even my lights, all of the neighbor lights and all of this stuff that have come out tonight, they're no match at all for this thing. It lights up the entire street and everything around it, and of course everything within its big cookie monster mouth. So we're still just before step down. and I think we've fallen out of regulation. Here we are on the final battery, an entire day of playing with it. See, it's fallen down several modes now. It's not even hot. This thing has not even been running that hot. But this gives you an idea of the modes. And the here we can very quickly go through the modes. It's still bright as hell, man. There we go. It's not going to be able to hold it for long, but because the power is dying. But it's crazy, crazy bright. So yeah. So there's that. This thing, even when after the step down, the coloration, it's not really an issue to me. It's a very neutral white in my eyes, warmer white even almost, but it still looks cool white mostly. You can see very clearly what's happening in the drama. My cat is chasing this some little animal over there. So I guess we'll wrap up. I'm literally out of battery life here.
Think that some of the star resists getting sucked into the center of the black hole. As a result, a high-speed spinning disk of matter forms around it. In a matter of seconds, plasma jets shoot out from the poles where it spins. These beams of energy unleash dangerous gamma rays into space. At the same time, the gamma ray bursts are ejected. The collapsing star explodes or
so that I could not trace or block his number. He also left me multiple voicemails. I'm going to show you very briefly the...
So as you've noticed, we're doing this in reverse order. We're doing all the beam shots first, and then we're doing the tech specs here. Here's the box it comes in. Here's the holster you have. It's a fairly run-of-the-mill holster. I'm really waiting for someone to do what Olight has done and come out with a holster that's a polymer type where it just clicks in there. But we keep getting ones that are, I dare say, you know, wanting your fast charging USB, battery blocker, an extra O-ring, warranty card, and then of course the light and the stats. Before we get to that, I'll show you the box. MH25 Pro, 3300 lumens, 124,300 candela, 705 meters, 1 meter impact, IPX68. Now that right there, before I show you anything else, is that not cool as hell? And what you have here, as you shall see, the level indicators, power indicators, and then the mode button. So you get them both on each side. All kinds of crazy cool stuff with this particular thing. The box, but it's as usual, you get a good, very classy NITECORE looking box. So and here we are with the UHI-40, which is the LED this uses. Everybody's talking about that. Apparently either it's NITECORE's own LED or one made by a sister company. You can look at the instruction manual here, and now is the time to actually get this to focus, and you can take a screenshot of that if you want to go over all of the specs. So it is 3,300 lumens on turbo, 1,200 on high, 300 on medium, and 50 on low, and then ultra low 1 lumens. Look at that, 124,000 candela, and then you have 49,000. Let me tell you, folks, you can go to the high mode and just run it on the high mode, and you'll have all the lights you need, because 49,000 is a good lux. That's a good, still very good throw. And all sorts of cool stuff right here. And so, I don't know. When I first got it, I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to be able to put out enough in terms of the tightness of the spot, because the spot looks very wide. Look at this. I even got the lanyard on here for spirits. Go NITECORE. It looks up close like it would be impressive on this video, but actually it is quite a wide spot. And that's what makes it kind of had it concerning, and then that concern delightfully went away, as you saw. USB Type-C charger. Notice this is solid. It's not a little cheap piece of rubber. And then, of course, what makes this such an amazing thing is the fact that, let's turn this down. You can let's turn it on the lowest mode for a while. You can see it gives you a mode indicator, and then you have the battery charge. I just charged it again last night after 2 charge cycles. I went ahead and put on the belt clip and the lanyard. You do have the ability to tail stand with this, which makes this even cooler. Really, really cool. And then there you have the moneymaker, shaking the moneymaker. That is the power source, the UHI-40 LED. Now, let me deal with complaints about greenness on the lower levels. That's really not an issue. It is an issue on the very lowest level, but not enough if you need a lowest level. So I hope that makes sense, because you're just not going to run into it, that being a problem if you need a low mode. You just need the illumination. On all of the other modes, although there is a warmer white tint, it still looks white to me on the highest level, and it definitely looks cool white. So for those of you who've been holding out because of that, you don't need to worry. By the way, you're not missing much here. This was just released. So if you're catching my video and you want to buy one, you know how to do it. You can do it through the NITECORE store. You can do it through my link. I don't care. But if you do want one, you want a big, fat, throwy hotspot, that's the way it is. And of course, you'll notice, as all NITECOREs, there's a nice tactical feature that offers the ability to memorize every mode. No worrying about budget light concerns with this. As far as the heating of the light goes, it really doesn't run too hot. So you don't, even on the highest level, it will step down in about 45 to 50 seconds after turn on, and yet it will stay usable. And you'll definitely notice when it steps down. But again, it will perform adequately. So I'm not even worried about it at all. And that's why this thing is so dang cool. But it's just, yeah, it's just such a nice light. Feels so good in the hand. The switch is really, really awesome. No resistance, no issues, no flimsiness, no crazy mode operations. It's just a light that that is ready to go to make it happen for you. And God, I love the look of that new emitter. I really do. So anyways, folks, do I recommend this? Hell yes. I've done several long night walks with it, and I went out to help out one of my valet companies the other night and got it and put it to use in our friends' apartments. We manage odd jobs here in San Antonio sometimes, and with the companies, and I love the opportunity to light up different areas with these thrower flashlights. So anyways, it's really awesome. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. All right, folks, one thing I forgot to cover in this entire video somehow, some way, is this feature with the little dot up at the top, the little hole there, above the emitter, the white little blocker area that blocks out the reflector from the emitter. That is a light sensor that is designed to lower the output instantly to avoid blinding you if the light is up close too much. Now, my first thought when that was announced is, oh my God, they found another way to screw up a good design by putting in stuff like that. I've always complained about heated mirrors on cars and heated seats and other crap that people put in things that ruins things. And I thought to myself, wow, that's going to be a dumb thing. Well, I was right, it's a dumb thing, but not for the reason I said. The reason it was an issue is because it doesn't really work very well or enough to be useful. Why raise the price of the light by putting that on there? And I'm going to show you how it does. So there, it just goes down to where the light's not that bright. To me, that's useless because you're still going to get blasted with high light, and then see, now it's not even working. And now, so I don't, okay, there we go. When it gets to a point, it doesn't, to me, folks, that's dumb. Why would I have a thing like that? Why not just let me enjoy the throw? If I'm not smart enough to keep the light out of my eyes, then to hell with me. You see, this is the sort of stuff that people do that's just kind of worthless. But I just wanted to include this in the video because I wanted to let you know it doesn't interfere with the operation, which was one of the things that I was worried about. If you put it against a white wall across the room, or even, unless it's like this, it's the only time it's really going to work. If it's more than a few inches away, it's not going to work at all. So that's just a little footnote at the end of the video here. Otherwise, a really amazing offering here from NITECORE.